Is going on, Instagram fam? It's your girl Ary for Tea Time with Ary, where we only spread positivity. So today we're going to welcome a very, very special guest. You already know him if you have subscribed to my channel. His name is CANNZ. He's an amazing singer, songwriter, rapper, artist, really good friend of mine as well. A very perfect person for spreading positivity, actually. So we're gonna ask him some really, really good questions. Hey everyone, how's it going? And so how we're gonna do it is we're gonna ask him some questions, getting to know sort of like the meaning behind some of his best lyrics. Well, the best lyrics in my opinion. I'm also a fan of his music. So that's what we're gonna do. And at the end, we can do some Tamil stuff, we can do some singing, so make sure you keep your requests, ask us questions, we'll be interacting with you guys, and yeah, let's get him on board. What is up, my CANNZ? Thank you for making it here so early in the morning.
Don't worry, Ary, of course I had to be here. Thank you for having me so much on. I'm not the most morning person, but you know what? This actually feels very, very nice, actually. A little bit more refreshing than my normal routine.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm actually not a morning person either, but you know what I mean? We have people from all over the world watching us, and it's nighttime, you know, in India and Singapore, so I'm really glad that everyone...
We have to show love to the people, right?
Exactly. Super, super important. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. So you know what? I'm gonna jump right into it. You got your tea.
No, I got my espressos. I got my espresso here in the morning. You got your tea ready to go?
I do, yes. So I'm glad that you have your caffeinated beverage. I'm pumped. The first thing I want to ask you is actually going back to the latest video that we posted on my channel together. Yeah. I was asking you, this was late 2019, right? And we were looking forward to the new decade, not knowing what the hell was going to happen. It's been quite a start, right? So you brought out some really, really good music in the end of 2019. And I want to know, what is your best memory of 2019, actually?
My best memory of 2019. Honestly, I'll never forget. It was just like, I guess, a moment of realization of kind of like I was alone on a walk one time. And it was just kind of after like that talk with you, you know, that's when a lot of things started to come together with me, you know, being very creative with you, creating a lot of videos, you know, the team and stuff with AMAG that you've obviously connected a lot more with over the time. You know, we were having a lot of talks about the future, and I know we were talking about going down to Miami. We had the big projects, we had just big visions, and it was just a moment of a realization in 2019 coming into 2020 that I was like, my time is almost here. And I know as artists and anybody in life, we're always being like, oh, next year's my year, you know, next year's my year, next year's my year. And I just had a moment with myself, and I was like, I do believe, you know, obviously not 2020 now, but I do believe like that feeling is inside me of just knowing that my destination, my flag that I've been searching for and really pushing for the last 7 years of this career as an artist, I feel is starting to come to that next chapter in my life. And I, at the same time, I've kind of just I've stepped back a little bit. I'm just like, I'm going to let it naturally happen. I'm not going to try to force it and say it's going to happen today. And I think that's definitely a moment of 2019 that was the most powerful for me experience so far.
I can really relate to that. And it's true because we set expectations for ourselves, right? But then there's always those things that are out of our control. So it's good to have a plan, but knowing that the plan might change depending on the circumstances, other people. Yeah, so yeah, extremely relatable. And I mean, 2019 was a really good year for me too. Like I finally went to India, right?
That was amazing too.
Dream come true. What's that?
I saw all of that, so that was amazing.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay, so the next thing I really want to know is, what's a song topic that you really want to tackle, but you still haven't tackled yet because it might just be more of a challenge or something that's still on the list that you haven't done yet, you know?
I will definitely think is just getting more vulnerable, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
I could sit here and say, oh, there's a song I haven't done. It's, you know, being able to say you got $1 million check or you got the record deal or you got like, I feel like those are just going to kind of be natural. something that I actually really want to like just get more into is just my vulnerability as a person. As much as like a lot of my songs, you know, I do feel like there's some vulnerability in it. It's that I want to take it down even a deeper notch as an artist, because obviously as artists, that's what the people connect to us the most, is having that connection that our life experiences are going to be very similar to theirs, right? So I wouldn't say there's a specific topic on the mind, but I do want to learn to just kind of let myself go, be in more control of my emotions, because then I feel when I start tapping into that area, there's going to be a bunch of ideas and a bunch of feelings and emotions and concepts that are going to come out of me. But I feel like there's a wall that I'm still trying to break through. And then when I get through that, I know there's a whole other world of all the emotions. And maybe again, because obviously as humans, we keep our emotions inside and suppress it. For years, I've probably done that. And I'm sure all humans were guilty of it. I've been trying to make a conscious effort to be more aware and not allowing that to be. But I'm sure 7 years ago, something that I did or happened, I forget about because of this wall and suppression. So I kind of really want to break through my wall. Like on what's it called on a theater stage? The third wall?
Yeah, breaking the fourth wall.
The fourth wall, sorry, the fourth wall. So that's like me. I want to break that fourth wall because I believe there's a whole other side of vulnerability in music that's just waiting to come out, that I feel it's going to be my best music yet, and the music that's really going to connect with the people.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. I can actually relate to that too. I mean, like all this time, I've always tried to write songs in a way that, oh, what sounds cool? What's a cool topic? What's something that people will like? Yeah. But at the end of the day, when I've written about stuff that's happened to me, it just flows so much better, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so important to write about something that's real. So the next thing is, so one of my favorite songs of yours is Who Am I? Okay. I was wondering if you could show us the chorus and verse number 2, because I find that there's really, really interesting lyrics in that. And if we could share that with the public, I think that'd be really cool.
Here, let me just, give me a second. I'm going to open it up.
Yeah, totally.
So for the chorus, I'm going to read out the lyrics. I had my producer / singer Janssen that you've met. He's the gentleman that was on my hook. And then from there, I'll just kind of read the lyrics, spoken word of how, for him. And then I'll jump right into verse 2, where as well for me. And then again, after that, if you have any questions, we'll take it from there.
Alrighty.
So let's start off with the chorus and then going into verse 2. Letting go of my misery. I know what's meant for me. Taking what they kept from me. I know what's meant for me. Letting go of misery. Look at myself like who I want to be, who I want to see. Y'all preaching what you don't do. You people bother me. My life is complex. Too much of that bullshit and nonsense. These people are blocking me, trying to slow down the process. I'm in a lane and a path that I chose. No dead end that's going to change up my road. I know I believe because I see it the most. I know I need to let go.
Nice. And for example, there's this part where people are blocking you, right?
Yeah.
Is there like an underlying meaning to like the social media blocking, or am I interpreting it right?
Honestly, and that's the beauty of music, is like you can interpret really however you want it, right? And
yeah.
That's the beauty of however you can connect to that blocking feeling. It could really mean anything. I guess for myself, the personal reason of what's blocking me is more of probably the people. And now thinking about it too, like now you just opened up my eye to just another world of like the whole social media. It's that people are slowing me down and blocking me, because as an entrepreneur, as an artist, you really need to just like zone into your zone and go.
Yeah.
And sometimes family members and friends, not saying they don't support me, but obviously our lifestyle is very different. The way we process, like they may not understand that when we're in a studio, you don't knock on a door and say, hey, can your friends at the door? That's a no-no when you're talking to artists. But if I was just doing like whatever work and someone interrupted, that's normal, right? So it was just more of saying, people sometimes, from my past ex-girlfriends and stuff like that, bad relationships, bad friends, they sometimes would just get in the way of my energy, get in the way of the time, not be helping my progress go any faster. And if you think even deeper, we could be a block to ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's not even the people as well. It's also ourselves that could actually block ourselves from really going. And like I said, it's that fourth wall that I'm trying to break, but there's nobody that created that block for me but myself. So not only can people create the block for me, but then it's up to me to decide, do I allow that to stay and actually fully allow that to happen? Because then that's on me. So I want to not let anybody block me, but at the same time, not let myself block myself from achieving what I need.
And doubts, not letting doubts like get in your way. That's the biggest thing, right? Yeah. And so what are the lyrics that you've written so far that you're the most proud of the stuff that's released, you know?
From the stuff that's released?
Yeah.
Honestly, there's this one line. It's going to be kind of shocking maybe to you or to anybody. Like, I know if I was talking to Mike and then they'd be like, oh, really? That's your most favorite line?
Really?
It was just creative. It was from Skirt Skirt, my first song that came out, and we did the Skirt Skirt challenge. I don't know if anybody's in this chat that actually remembers that. That was January 2019. Oh,
yeah.
my, like that's a long time ago just to think about it. It was they said it I'm third. No, I said it I'm first. Boy, you gonna crash. I hope you have insurance.
And,
why I liked it so much was because I guess it was like 3 lines essentially, 2 small ones and a longer line, or you can call it 2 long ones, whatever. And I rhymed the first line. They said it I'm third, and then they said it I'm first. Boy, you gonna crash. You're gonna have insurance. I took third and first from the 2 first lines, and it's like I put third and first beside to rhyme insurance. And I didn't even realize I rhymed it like that until after, because I was like, where's this rhyme? Where's the rhyme theme? But then I didn't realize I like combined the 2 words from 2 other lines into 1 line, compared usually where it's each line has a rhyme.
Yeah.
I the first 2 to rhyme it with the last one, but you have to put those 2 words together. So you have to treat them like they're 1 word, first and third.
Yeah.
And I was very creative with it. You know, I had to like change my delivery on it, right? You can't just say, you had to kind of, you know how rappers and artists, you know, sometimes we got to put a little twist to the word to make it sound with the rhyme, right? So I don't know, that was for me the most creative so far, that I was just like, oh, that one just stuck with me.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you on that. I mean, there's so many forced rhymes in songs nowadays, and I think those are extremely creative and really cool and more kind of like intriguing to the ear. You know what I mean? You don't expect it. Yeah. And I think that's why it makes it really, really cool. Oh, on another note, self-isolation, kind of still a thing nowadays, right? What's the biggest thing that you've realized or that you've learned in general or about yourself during your time of self-isolating?
Honestly, so much. I think 2 things came about with this isolation, I'll say. Obviously, it was definitely, as much as it was not the most happy times for a lot of people that had to suffer from it. And, you know, for anybody that did have to go through it, I do apologize for that. You just got to kind of stay strong and positive, you know, at this point, and try to keep going forward. But at the same time, it was really only a time where we kind of had to just stop and look at ourselves and just realize, like, you know, what else am I going to do? And I just felt, I was like, okay, like, stop yourself, look in the mirror, because you don't really have anything else to do but to really evaluate yourself. And I told myself, actually, it was actually kind of interesting you asked me this question, because the other day I actually had that answer come. And it was like, if I actually was given the dream or the life or everything that I know that I've been manifesting that's going to happen, and if I got it beginning of this year, when I told you everything was supposed to, you know, go skyrocketing, I actually wasn't ready mentally. I don't think I was actually ready as a person, as an artist, in a full mental state that I was aware of myself. I know my things, working on myself, that I actually would have been able to emotionally and mentally handle what comes with the career. As much as, you know, writing music, okay, I'm good with that stuff, but obviously as an artist, there's so many other layers that you got to deal with when you're connecting with people, dealing with, say, haters, you know, it's an overwhelming feeling, but I don't think I was in a place, though I thought I was.
Okay.
It slowed me down to be like, hey, Mike, let's get ahead. Let's work on yourself. Let's get you in a place, because I always say the strongest shape is a triangle, right? It holds the strongest structures. So if you take the 3 biggest points that I've always thought will keep me strong, is number 1, my mental, to make sure I'm always focused, and my mindset. Number 2 is my artistry, to always make sure my artist stuff is on point. And number 3 is the business. And as long as I have those 3 points in place, there's no way that I can ever fail or not make it, because those 3 points are important. And then when you add your team of more value, it's going to be an unstoppable force that's going to make an impact in a very positive way. and I just realized I needed to. And yesterday, it was actually 2 nights ago, actually, not yesterday. Well, it was like 12:30 in the morning, so it was.
Okay.
But I said I said to myself, I am ready now. Whenever this moment happens, I know I am fully ready now. That whenever this does come, I am ready. And the last thing that was actually the thing that I read was on my New Year's quote. I wrote at the very end, sometimes all you need is one bad year for 10 good years.
Yes.
So I wrote that right at 2020 New Year's, thinking, 2020 was going to be great because my 2019 was maybe a little bit of a hike for me to work on myself. But maybe, 2020 was that year, not for me, but for everybody to say, listen, one bad year will make sure we have a great next 10 years. And that's what I would say isolation has helped me do. What did isolation help you do?
You know what? And just going back to what you were saying, it's really cool because when we are in a state of not something that's not going well, we tend to work harder, right? So that's what I think can bring us to like 10 more years of greatness, because we had that struggle that kind of made us kind of wake up and realize, hey, I have to work harder. Can you show us verse number 2?
Verse number 2.
Yes.
So yeah, Numb verse 2. Give you a little bit of a breakdown, I guess, just like a little meaning, just briefly, just before I speak the verse. This was like the after my ex relationship where, the first verse was very kind of like, what I'm gonna do. I'm done with this feeling. Let's move forward. Second verse is now the confidence of my new self being like, okay, like that part is gone. I've dealt with the emotion. Now I'm just addressing it, kind of like I'm just giving my opinion on it.
Okay, cool.
And then the chorus, and then because the chorus is only 3 lines, I'll just finish it with the chorus.
All right.
So, I heard the words out your mouth. You will be flaunting it proud. Oh, that's how promises work. Where is that confidence now? Searching for a soul is a must. A mate with no soul is a lust. A love with a tag is a jail. I'm done paying bail and I'm breaking my cuffs. My body is numb. I don't feel none. I don't want love. Fuck what we got. Fuck all this heartbreak. Fuck all the heartache. Fuck you too, bitch. You ain't on my next page. For God's sake, let me live in peace. Either leave now or I'll press repeat. And then the chorus goes into, my body is numb. I don't feel none. Fuck all this love. And then I kind of just keep going into fuck all this love. And as much as I'm not trying to say fuck love in the terms like I don't want love, it was that specific love. And it was just love was not a very positive thing in my life for a while. And I'm trying to bring that back in and realize love is a good thing. I'm getting love from everybody. We're getting love in the comments from everyone, dropping the hearts.
Yeah, very hard.
I thought that was everything. And now I'm starting to realize, self-love, just again, self-awareness, self-love. But then again, remember the people that are around you, even though it may not be that love partner or love relationship, doesn't mean I can't have other people showing this love or you do the most. So I got to remember these type of things, right?
Super, super relatable. When you've been in a bad situation with something, then you kind of don't want that thing anymore. Oh, I was with someone who treated me really badly in a relationship. Therefore, I don't want a relationship anymore because you associate it to those bad times when really, love is a beautiful thing. And it's not the same with everyone. How you love your parents is different than loving your friends, than loving your followers, than how you love music. You know what I mean? If I could be in a relationship with music, hell yeah, I am. We are.
I'm trying to reconnect is what I think I'm trying to do. Rebuild that passion. Like music was it's therapeutic for us, right? Like it's our way to not take away the business aspect. It helps us process. Then we say, okay, then there's the business aspect afterwards. So, and I love when people always say, and listen, I'm guilty of it too. Oh, I'm done with her. I'm never getting in a relationship again. I'm going to be single for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like 3 years later, you're back in a relationship. You're like, oh, what happened?
Exactly.
Oh, man, that was the old me. Why you? It's like, that's mindset, right? Just having that strong mindset that, again, I couldn't have these things. Because, again, Ary, when we're dealing with millions of people, we need to make sure we're strong mentally, right? Because we need to help people. That's what our job is here to do with our music, to inspire and motivate people and say, hey, it's okay to fail. But it's okay to feel happy. It's okay to feel these things, and you're not alone at it.
100%. Because what are people going to do when they're sad? They're going to listen to music. They're going to look to the entertainers. So it's so important to be able to like kind of ground people, you know?
Especially during COVID. Like, think about it. Entertainment is what majority of the people, actually majority, probably everybody needed to get through these times. Me, you, all the other artists that are doing what they do. Like, it's just entertainment was very valuable.
Mm-hmm. Totally. I meant to ask you about the last lyric that you just shared with us.
Yeah.
So either leave now or press repeat. But at the same time, I think you're going to have to unconfuse me. Do you want this girl to press repeat as in like to start over and make it better, or to start over and do the same stuff that you hated? You know what I mean?
So basically the meaning of that line is basically, yeah, leave now or I'll press repeat, being that it was a very never ending cycle that was very vicious, I felt. There's a lot of bad blood. So like every time the cycle that we would go through came to a full end, it stopped and went back to the beginning where everything was great again. But then it ended up to come right back to where I was again, which was the bad place. Like, why am I like, you know, this is wrong. And then I would have a bad part. You know, that's where we're feeling, oh, we're over, we're breaking up, or, you know, she'll make me feel down or whatever. You know, we weren't doing anything healthy. And then, oh, boom, right back. You know, the cycle went through its process. We're back to the happy stage again. We're doing well. She's nice. But then again, it comes full circle and it came back. So the answer, and that's why I ended the song saying that, either leave now, because if I don't leave now, I will press repeat.
I see.
Or again, it could be me to leave or you to leave. It's just the leaving between the gap between us had to be separated, because if not, there would have been a repeat. It would have just went right back. And I could have still been in it to this day if that last break didn't happen, because just like a bad habit, right? We all have bad habits. You don't break it until you make the conscious effort of being self-aware to be like, I'm breaking this. I'm no longer feeling this. I don't want to experience this anymore. You know what? A beauty of a disguise is she did break it. So like maybe she did it to kind of set me free because she knew maybe it was the right thing. I don't know. But the cycle had to break, not only for me, but for her as well. Because once you're in a cycle of that, even if, you know, again, even you could be the person that did the wrong, but then again, you got in the cycle of that pattern. So it didn't matter anymore if it was coming from her end or my end. The blood in the cycle between those two energies, which is me and her, were obviously in a bad place. It was great before. You can always, you know, people can always change. You could always improve things. But that cycle was just getting a little too vicious, and I just couldn't repeat it anymore. And it was a beauty behind the madness. And I wish the best for her, and hopefully there's no bad energy that's carrying between us anymore. So
I see. Yeah. No, thank you for sharing. I can understand that that's really like vulnerable stuff. And I mean, you shared it in music, but thank you so much for like sharing it in actual words and facts. And actually, thank you. I ask this to every person who comes on my live, no exceptions. Favorite color and why?
Orange.
Orange. I just judged you for a sec. Why is it orange?
You judged me for a sec.
I was like, orange.
Everybody judges me on the color, and you know what? I don't even care, because I love orange so much.
Yeah.
I just think it represents my personality the best, even though I don't wear it. That's okay. I don't need to wear it.
That's why it was so unexpected. Orange. I've never seen you wear it. Yeah.
I feel like orange, like, I don't know if there's like the chart that comes across Instagram sometimes where it actually shows the colors of what they stimulate for a human body. And orange, it represents happiness, approachable, welcoming, fun, and all that. And as much as, you know, I can look serious because my face or whatever, but deep down inside, my core personality, who I am as a person, is very outgoing, very fun, very approachable, happy, smiling, you know. So orange just really represented it. And obviously when I saw it as a kid, I saw all the colors, and orange is the only one that just drew me in, and I was like, I love it. And it does represent my personality, but then for years I went into some dark place, and orange was no longer the color that was obviously representing me anymore. But now thinking back to it now that I found myself after coming out of COVID and stuff like that, out of the pandemic, orange not only is my favorite, but it actually represents my personality of like, And now just thinking about it on the spot here, like, yeah, orange is actually very representing of who I am. And if I ever sit there one day and someone's like, why are you so upset? I'm going to go in my head and be like, think what orange would be like. Joyful.
Oh my God. That's so cool. And that's really, really, really accurate because, and it's funny how you mentioned like how you were in a dark place before, or because I'm just thinking about like when I first saw you in school and how you hadn't talked maybe until like the end of the year, you know, before you started working.
Oh no, I hope not.
And then
I wasn't orange back then.
You weren't? But I'll tell you this, like maybe you weren't orange back then, but I'm sure you still were deep down, because like before we talked, I never knew that you were a cool guy. I was just like, oh, you weren't necessarily smiling when you didn't need to, which is totally fine. Like some people, like you're in class, right? But until I got to know you, I was like, oh, you're actually like so friendly and happy and positive. You know what I mean? Like you can't judge people. Like, I mean, we always judge people all the time, right? And I have to learn to like keep a more blank space for people I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is your favorite color? Because I don't know if I know. And what the camel people? Let's see what Ary's color is.
You know,
now.
What's that?
I'm gonna judge you now.
You're gonna judge me. That's fine. Well, okay, so it's a complicated answer because if I have to pick one color, it's gonna be magenta. But I like the stuff that, you know, when you tilt something and the color changes depending on the light.
Yeah.
I like shit that's like iridescent. Sorry for my language, but like multicolored, holographic colors.
Okay.
That's who I am. So opal, I guess. If you look at an opal stone, you see all those rainbow colors. That's me. Yeah.
Okay. So but that makes sense actually, because you're like a rainbow effect. I actually like it. Very playful, very fun, very out there. So you know what I do, that does represent. I do think about it. I'm actually gonna go do some more deeper research on orange, because maybe if we actually do look into it, who knows? We may actually find a meaning behind our colors that we didn't even realize that actually were connected to us our whole lives, that actually could open up some senses.
That's so cool. Yeah, I need to look at more at the colors too, because I mean, my favorite color has changed a lot throughout the years, so it probably was a representation of what I was. Can you share with us, I love the bridge, but I really want you to show us verse number 2 again, for the lyrics of Karma.
I hope everybody's having their tea. Again, what time is it in India right now?
You know, it's probably 8 p.m., 8:08, I think.
We just started our day and they're enjoying they just finished dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, yeah. So I'll do the second verse. I don't want love. No new friends. None of that stuff.
Yeah.
None of these faces I trust. Killing my vibe, you're killing the rush. This shit is weak, but this girl is a drug. She wants to love, but I wanted to fuck. Cursing more lately, not watching my tongue. I don't need you to validate my values. Now I know what I did because I had to. You a phase like a young boy with Air Forces in high school. You want to cross me, join the others. I'm glad too.
Oh, there's a part that I like a lot. You don't need anyone to validate your values.
Now, so that there basically means we all need to accept ourselves first, because if not, we're going to allow everybody else's opinions and whatever they think to affect our well-being and affect what we do next, especially when we already know what's best for us. Mm-hmm. We allow too many external sources to really affect what's our internal decisions. And I don't need anybody, and this is anybody's validation, because I need my own first. And that's where we talk about, like we were talking about, self-awareness, self-love, self-acceptance. Mm-hmm. Because how can anybody else accept you, or how could you give accept to someone else if you can't even accept yourself? And I just don't need anybody's validation. And I feel as a person, as an artist, we're chasing that validation. Do you like my song? Do you like my song? Do you like this? Do you like this? So it's something that was always part of me, right? So I don't want to be chasing this validation anymore, because like you sit here and say, wow, these are great songs. Why do it's like, then I'm like, oh, so Ary just told me my song was good. Okay, it must be good then. I should have that confidence to say, I am confident, this is good piece. And then when you say there, Mike, it's great, that should be a bonus to the feeling of, wow, I got a bonus out of it. I accepted it myself. I validated, Mike, you're doing good. And then when you have it come from everywhere else, that should be your bonus, not everything. Because the second that feeling goes away, because feelings come and go, you're gonna go chase that feeling again. Oh, I need someone to validate me again. I need. Hey, can you tell me my song's good so I can feel validation?
Yeah.
I can validate myself now. It's hard, but that's why I say work on yourselves, focus on yourselves, and that's what I did in COVID. I literally just stared at the mirror, put headphones in, walked around, reflected 24/7, and trust me, the things you can figure out and find about yourself is amazing, and self-development is amazing. And I know that's something you're starting to, work on in terms of, but artist development and self-development go hand in hand. Being an artist is being human. We're just speaking through a very creative way, which we call art.
So it definitely feels great. I mean, I think that's why we're artists too, not only because we love the art, but also we love the validation, we love the applause. Like, we live for that as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're only gonna get more of that once we accept ourselves first and not kind of go get it expected. Because once someone says, oh, I hate your song, then you have to hear it from 10 other people who like it to make you feel better, right?
Yeah.
And you're right, you shouldn't really count on that all the time.
Exactly.
Favorite song, okay, from another artist, or favorite song from your favorite artist, or at least at the moment, what is the thing that is like motivating you right now?
You know who? There's a new artist right now. So yeah, because that was like 2 questions there. So like I'm gonna focus on what's been actually the song that's really been focusing on me.
Okay.
His name is VSCJ, and the song. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I don't want to mess this one up.
Sure.
Yeah, here it is. VSCJ. Called Escape Plan. To be honest, this artist, he's up and coming.
Okay.
No big name. I was watching a Gary Vee podcast, and it was just one of the songs that he had added in, and it just boom. The second I heard it, I was like, oh, looked him up. Nobody big. Nobody like literally like no big artist. He's an up and coming artist, but I really love the song because it's called The Escape Plan, about us artists escaping it and knowing how to get out of our world to know where we need to go. And I definitely recommend anybody to check it out. Ari, check it out.
Will do.
VSCJ Escape Plan. That is my song right now that I sat there probably for 30 minutes one time, repeat, because it just
I love when that happens.
fed my soul. It fed a feeling that I needed, and I ran with it. And obviously eventually the songs die off, but that was my song. And it still is my song, and it's still on my main playlist. So when it comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, forgot about this song.
That's awesome. I love when that happens. Like, I feel like that happens a lot when like we're teenagers and we're listening to the same song over and over and never getting bored with it. That happens less and less now. I don't know. Maybe we're harder to impress. We've seen more things. To me,
you're growing. You're growing and evolving. So obviously, as you grow and evolve, things are going to change, and things are always going to be different. I may look at this song in a year and be like, oh, why did I love it so much? Because now I have this new song I love. But where I was in that lifetime, mentally, physically, all that aspect, that's why that song really helped me. But what's if I wasn't in that mind state when I found that song? Maybe it wouldn't have connected as well. And that's the beauty of music, is to find a way to find a feeling and emotion and experience that we can relate to and connect with our audiences that listen to us and watch us. And that's why you got so much love, Ari, because everyone doesn't have to connect to your music. They connect to you as a person, and exactly who you are, right? And then the music is just an enhancement, right? It's just even a bonus, but they love who you are, because I'm seeing all these. I can't read it because I'm so far, but so far I'm seeing a lot of things.
Actually, we had a question for you. Well, let's both answer this question, actually. What age did you start learning music?
Oh.
When did you start singing? You know what I mean? I
was freestyling since grade 6, 7.
Nice.
That's where it started. That's when like Eminem was a real.
He was.
Time.
I remember
because my older brothers had me on the Eminem 50 Cent trip, and then on top of that, that's when Drake started coming around with the new sound. But me and my buddies, we would always literally just put on a little beat and just freestyle, have fun. I'd probably still have my books if I really looked for them. When I was like 7 years old, I'm writing lyrics, acting like I'm best friends with Eminem and 50 Cent. I was like manifesting. I was already this famous rapper when I was 6 years in grade 6.
Nice.
My rapper name at the time was 8 Cent. I took the name. I took Cent from 50 Cent.
Yeah.
And I took 8 from 8 Mile. and that was my
that's actually smart.
I literally ran with it, and it was amazing. I loved it, and I've been just freestyling since, writing poetry since, writing rhymes since. So I was pretty much born into this life, to be quite honest. So like the second my conscious mind was like, hey, what can we do in life? Music, acting, entertainment. I'm like, this is what I have to do.
Yeah, that's always what I thought too. I mean, what are the funnest things to do? Okay, watching movies, listening to music. Perfect. I already found my job. Like, why would you want to do anything else? You know?
Yeah, exactly. But the next part is everybody says, oh, it's impossible. Don't do it. But yet here we are going through it. But then we hear but then here's the thing. But then why do we need this validation for someone to like our song? If we're already going through an industry that we told them, I'm not listening to your opinion. I'm going to go do all this. But we're still going to take that person's opinion when we give them a song? Why are we doing that?
The irony. Exactly. Oh my God. I never took that into consideration. So, okay. So now we're going to move on to the Tamil portion of the morning. So, okay, we're going to teach you, which Tamil word should I teach Mike, everybody? Okay.
Something easy, because I don't want to offend anybody.
I was going to think of the hardest word. That's so
funny. No.
Okay.
Again, I apologize, anybody. I am not trying to offend anybody. I like to challenge myself. So something that I've never done is going to be challenging, but I'm always open for it. So
I thought of something. This is a hard word, but only when you say it fast. So I'll give it to you piece by piece.
Okay.
And I've been told that I was pretty good at this word.
Okay.
So I think my teaching is going to be okay.
I'm going to focus. I got to listen.
So here's what it sounds like when it's fat. Mahabalipuram.
Okay, yeah, that was fast.
Right?
Okay. I feel like there's so many in between sounds that I missed, so I got to...
Yeah. So it's actually the name of a place.
Okay.
It's a city. It's kind of like a little bit south of Chennai. I went there when I was in Chennai. It was awesome. There's like all these temples, all these rocks you can like climb on. It's really beautiful. So it's also called
Petarap. Someone says
Petarap is so good. So okay, after this, Mike, you're gonna go on YouTube and you're gonna search Petarap. Okay, it's a Tamil rap from the 90s.
Okay, see, there we go.
Hilarious. So you're gonna learn that. You're gonna watch it. But today you're gonna learn how to say Mahabalipuram.
Let's break it down. So
Bali.
Bani.
Buram. Mahabalipuram.
Okay, do a slow. Let's break it down slow again.
Mahabali. Buram.
Mahabalipuram.
Mahabalipuram.
No. Okay, let me try that again. So go
Mahabalipuram.
Oh no. Oh, my mind like goes out on the third one.
You know how I felt? That's exactly how I felt when I went to Chennai, and they were like, "No, it's not it's the." I'm like, but it's the. I don't get it.
Yeah, like I'm trying to. Okay, try one more time. But yo, to be honest, now good for you, because for me to even be able to do one word, the fact that you could sing a whole song is amazing. So that's very impressive. That's very impressive, Ary. Trust me.
Thank you.
So
okay,
we're gonna try one more time. Go as slow as possible for me.
All right. Bali.
Let's try that. Mahabali.
Buram.
It's so hard. It's like a tongue.
That was good.
That was good?
Yeah.
Tell me if that was not too bad for my first attempt ever.
I think they like it. I think it's pretty good. Mahabalipuram.
I'm gonna be at home. He says not bad at all. He wrote it down for me.
There you go, my friend.
Mahabalipuram. Is it Puram?
When people say it, I hear it as Buram. So it's probably one of those things
that's
similar to a P and a B together, I think.
Wow, look at that. You speak our language, Tamil, very well. I learned to French. Excellent. You are doing better than most of us. That's amazing. So, Mahabalipuram.
Mahabalipuram.
Wait, what do you say? Mahabalipuram.
That's awesome. And he's like, you were doing it You're doing it better than most of us, he says. Oh,
It's
that's
like a
too
tongue
nice.
twister for him. Oh, dude, it is a tongue twister for me.
It is.
It's okay, but we got to challenge ourselves to always push the limit. Look, if Drake is singing Spanish, Drake is now singing French. I need to push my limits. So,
Is it really?
yeah, he has the Spanish song Mia.
Oh, I have
He
to
sings
hear that.
Spanish, and he has a new song that's coming out that he was leaked, and he sings French. So, if artists that are speaking English like me and you are on big scales and they're starting to sing in other languages, if I'm thinking that's never gonna happen, I'm obviously limiting myself already. We've been talking a lot about me, and I'm not trying to take over the tea time, but I'm sure all your fans are saying stuff. Is there any new updates? Because I feel you have so many great secrets. I see you always on the roll. I always see the stuff being posted. I always see new stuff. Is there anything you could share with us that like maybe we just don't know yet, that maybe we can all look forward to, get excited? And drop some emojis, drop some hearts if you want some news from Ary.
So many hearts. All right. You're from T Dot. Yes, I am. We're both T Dottians. Thank you for the question. I'm working on some music, actually, some original songs. Like I said, I have to do more English stuff right now because Tamil has been a really big part of my life because the Tamil community has been so welcoming to me, right? So obviously that just made me want to sing more and more and more and more Tamil. But at the end of the day, I've always wanted to write my songs in English too. I do want to make original Tamil music eventually, but first I'm going to do some stuff in English, eventually stuff in Tamil, but right now the focus is releasing the new music. I have about 2 songs written, 2 songs which we're happy with the lyrics, and a third song and a fourth that we're working on. I think I'm going to release probably like 3 songs coming this fall. Fingers crossed if everything goes smoothly and as according to the plan, as per what the plan is right now, because that can change, right? So new music in the fall, English stuff, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really good. Best stuff so far.
That is definitely amazing because as an artist, like I just said, we need to be versatile. We need to be very open. And, obviously the Tamil community is going to love it because at the end of the day, they love you. It doesn't matter what songs you sing or what language you speak it in. They support you as a person, and everybody should always remember that, to support Ary no matter what artistic changes she wants to make. But don't ever think like, I don't know if you ever saw Rhythm and Flow on Netflix or if anybody ever saw it. There's a guy who really he sings/raps English and Spanish in his songs together. Mm-hmm. So maybe, you'll have some music that's English, some that's full Tamil, some that's like a mix of both. But obviously you found your sound, and gotta find that perfect mesh just to keep building up the Ary. So Ary, I can't wait to hear it. But you know what? I think a lot of people are probably wanting to hear some Tamil because I feel this whole tea time thing is built off the Tamil community, and I want to hear some of that music. I want to hear it. Okay. The fact that I can't even say one word, and I feel it's pretty good. I'll give a pat on my back.
Yes.
I want to hear a whole song because I can only imagine how hard that must have been for you.
Sure. You know what? It's all about listening and repeating and listening and repeating and listening and repeating. And I want to say a big thank you to Sai Prakash for saying good luck. Ary, how old are you? Oh, we don't talk about that. I'm in my mid-20s. Let's just say that right there. So let's sing some Tamil. You know what? I'll sing to you something that has English in it. Oh, which one has English in it? Okay, I know this one. This is called Rowdy Baby, okay? English title, Tamil song. I think there's even some Telugu in there. This is the bridge. Okay, so it goes, my harmony balance damage one plus one are 2, mama. You plus me are 3, mama. Krishna Veni. I'll buy you a pony. I don't take the money. So it's a really funny song because I really don't remember exactly what all the words mean, but kind of like you, all I understand is the English words. I'll buy you a pony. 1 plus 1 is 2. You plus me is 3. So that was quite provocative. That was a very provocative lyric.
But if you think of music, and because one time somebody actually asked me, they're like, "Oh, Mike, why would I do some social media marketing? Because my music is all in the UK. You know, how's anybody going to like it, or why is the market going to want it?" And I looked at him and said, "Dude, in North America, Spanish. I listen to Spanish music. Do you think I understand one single word of it? No, but it's the feeling. And like you were just singing there, I didn't understand anything, but I felt the rhythm. I felt the vibe. I felt like it was upbeat. It felt it was dancing, fun, happy. And again, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't even matter about the meaning, because I'm sure your fans, maybe some of them may not understand what you say in English, but it's going to be that feeling and that emotion that they're feeling. And that's why they're going to connect. And listen, artists are international now. They go everywhere in this world. As long as the music feeling of that sound clocks with you, you're going to vibe. And I was vibing with that, even though I didn't understand anything. I just can't, you know, I want to hear that song now, because I feel like I heard the beat, because I heard you snap it. So it's like, I feel like a dance song, right? Was that a dance song? It really is. You're going to like jam so much when you hear the song. And it's like easy to remember. It's just Rowdy Baby, right? So, okay, it has almost been an hour. Before we get kicked off the platform, first of all, thank you so much to everyone for sticking around with us, showing us some love in the comments, and for having Mike CANNZ as well. Thank you so much for being here with us, for taking the time to like answer all the questions and sharing your most, I guess, intimate experiences with music. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you, Ary, as well, for having me on here. It really means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. It's been an hour already. Like, time flies when you have fun, right? Thank you everybody for all the love too. No problem. Yeah. I love you, Ary's sister. Like, you got so much love in the comments, Ary. So again, everybody, I really appreciate everybody showing love and joining us with here on the tea time. Though I had an espresso. You did. That's okay. That's what the spirit is. You know, just having fun. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. And everyone else, have a good night. Or unless you're staying out. Yes, I'm about to start my day, so. Amazing. Everybody, thank you so much for having me. Ary, thank you so much. I'm going to talk to you soon. All right, have a good one. Thank you, Mike. Bye. Bye. All right, so we have 20 seconds remaining. Thank you so much to Mike CANNZ for making an appearance on the Tea Time. Bye, everybody. Love you guys so much. Thank you, Buddha Arul. Thank you, Sai Prakash 22, everyone else. And yeah, have a good night.